ring with Gary Michael Capetta, to the studio, and your host, Stevie Ray.
Matt, how's it going today, brother?
Oh, it's good, Stevie. How are you?
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Everybody, and I do mean everybody, should stand up for greatness. What do you think about that?
You know what? I have to agree. I am feeling the expert tutelage this week on the podcast.
I think stand up for greatness is actually getting some legs.
It is.
What do you think?
I think so. As a matter of fact, I think what we should do is we should put on sale a red trucker cap that says stand up for greatness. I think it would be hot.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Why a trucker cap, of all things?
It worked for the Donald.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that. Yeah. I guess we're going to take a template from something.
Yeah.
Must be Donald. But you
know
know something, dog? I'm still worn out.
Now, why are you worn out, Stevie? WrestleMania weekend. That's what wore your ass out.
That's what wore me out, bro.
Yeah.
That's what wore me out.
Yeah.
You know, I was down there working for a company that shall remain unknown.
Yeah.
You know why?
Because they haven't
That's right.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Didn't break me off what they're supposed to break me off.
Yeah.
Treated me like I'm a Shannon Moore or someone. You know?
Now, you ran into Shannon Moore down at WrestleCon, didn't you?
If that's what you want to call it.
Yeah.
You know?
And he got a picture with you.
No, I think I gave him one.
Okay.
10% discount. I'm cool like that.
Now,
I try to help people out.
Now, last year, I got to spend some time in Dallas for WrestleMania weekend.
How'd you like it?
It was exhausting. It was incredible, but it was exhausting.
And why is that?
We got hooked up. Well, we got hooked up. A former friend of ours.
Former?
Yeah.
He's not your friend anymore?
No, because he doesn't work for the company, brother. No, I'm just kidding. Rich Bocchini. Shout out to Rich.
Who?
Rich Bocchini. You don't remember Rich?
I don't know a Rich Bodini.
Rich was the original voice of Reality of Wrestling.
Oh, that
Yeah,
Rich.
yeah.
I just saw him.
And he went to WWE.
I saw him at WrestleCon.
There you go. Okay.
The guy lost a lot of weight.
I mean,
he looked much better than he did.
He was up at the Fed, brother. He had to lose some weight, you know. They make everybody lose weight up there.
Well, they fired him after he lost weight. So if I was him, I would have kept eating.
Jeez.
You know, I mean, come on, man. He walks up to me at the table. I'm like, hey, Stevie, what's up? Like, who's this? Who's this marshmallow? Who is this? Oh, it's Rich Bomimi. What?
We love you, Rich.
Whatever. No, we don't, Rich.
Yeah, well.
You know, that's the lie he tells.
Well, anyway, but Rich hooked us up last year, and so we got the A+ treatment at WrestleMania. I didn't get to go this year, but it seemed like it was a really good time, and obviously you had fun at WrestleCon, or at least I assume you did.
Well, you know what? Let me put it in these words.
Yeah.
I was there.
Okay.
I was there. I was there for the Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. That some of the intros were quite long. But I don't want to call out any names.
Yeah.
And then I took time out to go and find catering that they do for all the people participating in the show that night. And I had me and Jim Duggan, and we had a wonderful meal on them.
So what can somebody expect to find in catering if they get backstage at the Hall of Fame?
I tell you, man, it had everything.
Because I'm sure you and Jim Duggan, you and Hacksaw cleaned up.
We cleaned up.
Yeah.
I think it was some mashed potatoes, green beans, chopped beef, turkey, chicken, casserole. You know, lot. I mean, whatever you want. I mean, had a lot of fruit. Had a lot of cakes, things of that nature, things that you would be interested in, Topolski.
Fruit cakes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Things that you would be interested in, like pies and things of that nature. Even had gallons of milk would have topped you off.
Oh, that would be great.
Top you right off.
I could have a giant pie and then just down it with a gallon of milk.
They had all that back there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so we went back there and we had a good conversation. And I politely looked at my watch and I said, I think I shall go back and join the festivities right now. Mm-hmm. And that's what I did. It was a cornerstone of my night, if you will.
You've been to the Hall of Fame. You saw the inductions. Kurt Angle was the main event of the evening.
Was.
What did you think of the Hall of Fame ceremony overall and Kurt Angle's speech and all that good stuff?
Hey, man, you know something? The Hall of Fame is a good deal all the way around. Mm-hmm. It's good to see people that you know, like Diamond, like Teddy Long, like Kirk, so on and so forth. Man, it was a good time. I don't know Beth Phoenix very well. I've only met her a couple of times. So I can't really give him a real assessment.
Now,
on
you know,
that.
of all the inductees that were part of the 2017 Hall of Fame class, Beth Phoenix has been the one that has generated the most controversy. And a lot of
Really?
people have said, you know, if you're going to put Beth Phoenix in the Hall of Fame, why the hell haven't you put China in the Hall of Fame yet? A lot of people have asked that.
You know who else said that? Myself. I said it, but I already knew the answer.
Well, I mean, we all know the answer, but I mean, if we're
I don't think everybody does know the answer.
okay. Well, what do you think the answer?
No. You tell me what you think.
Well,
And I'm going to tell you the real deal because Stevie Ray knows all.
Well, obviously,
Stevie Ray has been everywhere. He knows things. He's talked to people in every walk of life.
obviously, China has a checkered past. I think we can all agree on that.
I don't think we have to agree on
You know,
that.
China's partaked in some adult films in the past. We all know that that's the case.
Now, how would you know that?
Well, you know, I get around a little bit.
Wait. Let me ask you this, since you want to bring up adult films and that's checkered. Frankly, I don't see anything wrong with adult films because it's an honest living and you're not hurting anyone.
I don't think it should exclude her from the Hall of Fame, but I think these are reasons why the WWE would put a Beth Phoenix in their Hall of Fame before they would China. Who, if not for China, Beth Phoenix would probably have never pursued professional wrestling in the first place.
That's not necessarily true. You are assuming that Beth Phoenix looked at China when she was a young person and wanted to be a professional wrestler. I don't think that's true.
Okay.
I think Beth Phoenix just watched anybody as big as she is. She's a big husky girl. She could have watched Stevie Ray for all you know. Went to the gym, pumped some iron, and I said, I can get in here and do this too. Since China is gone now, she got kicked out, bumped out, big-mouthed herself out, and I'm going to take her place. Now, what is wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that, but you said yourself that you said China belonged in the Hall of Fame as well.
I'll tell you exactly what I said. I said if Beth Phoenix is in the Hall of Fame, I think people like China should be in the Hall of Fame. That's what I said, regardless of her checkered past. But that's just my opinion. But I think I'm kind of recanting what I said because I think being a porn star, and I remember her on the Howard Stern show as she chronicled and as she explained how she had to take it up the ass. And she could
That's a technical way of putting
she could
it.
barely take it in the ass. This is what she said. I didn't say this. If you can look back on some of the old Howard Stern radio show, who I love very much, he's a very entertaining guy. I've been listening to him for, 23, 24 years. And that's what she was saying. Frankly, I didn't know that she was even in porn at this time. I knew she had did the movie with Sean Waltman. What was the name of that?
Casablanca, I believe.
No damn Casablanca. I think it was.
Well, you said they did a movie together as if this was some sort of prestigious Hollywood production. I mean, we're talking about China taking it up the ass here.
I thought it was One Night in China.
One Night in China.
One night, one load in China. Something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. Something of that nature.
China's X Factor.
Something of that nature.
Yeah.
I can't keep up with this stuff, man.
Yeah.
I can't.
Apparently, neither could she because her porn star career didn't last very long.
But do you honestly think that China would even be considered for the Hall of Fame with some of the disparaging things that she said about WWE after she left?
I mean, I see the point that you're making, but there have been other talents. I mean,
and some of it was illegal stuff also.
Well, I understand, but I mean, I think the first example that comes to my mind is Macho Man Randy Savage. I mean, he said some incredible things about Hulk Hogan, especially when he was under WWE contract last time, or the Ultimate Warrior, who said incredible things about Hogan, about Vince McMahon, about the company, and now there's a Warrior Award. So I think, eventually the company looks past a lot of
all
it.
wounds can be healed with time.
Right.
Then maybe we just have to wait a couple of more years.
Right. So this brings me to
I think people might forget about some of the X-rated things.
Well, this brings me to another talent who is actually currently under WWE contract. I want to get a hot take from you on
What's
this.
that?
We talk about sex tapes. What about a former Divas champion in Paige who recently was featured on several prominent sex tapes? I don't know if you've heard about this or not.
I don't. I heard little snippets of it.
Soon to be wed by Alberto Del Rio.
Soon to be wed by, that's the fiance.
Yeah.
How true is this stuff? Do we know? Have you seen the footage?
Oh, I have, yes.
You sure? I thought you was a pervert.
Hey, listen.
I thought you was perverted. I knew you was out looking for smut.
Smut. I needed to look at this footage to make sure that it was real in the first place. Otherwise, we couldn't talk about it on the show.
Was the footage real?
Yes.
Are you 100% sure?
I am 100% sure.
That it is Paige?
Yes.
Now, do you think Paige is going to keep a job if this stuff is real?
Well, you know what? I'm surprised they haven't released her yet. For some reason, the company is not releasing Paige.
Maybe they don't know if it's authentic or not. Maybe
I think they know it's authentic.
Well, I tell you what.
I think
Stevie
they know
Ray
it's
knows these things.
Yeah.
And this is what I want you to do.
Okay.
I want to make sure that you send me the link because I will be the person to determine whether this stuff is real or not.
Working on it
because
right now.
I don't think Paige would stoop that low. Even though she played Tuesday on the Addams Family back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't think she would stoop that low.
I think Paige.
I think the girl had
low.
a promising acting career. Why would she go into wrestling? I don't know. She had a promising acting career.
You
know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, she played Tuesday.
She plays Tuesday on the Addams Family.
Yes.
Okay.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
Yes.
I mean, I saw the resemblance slightly.
Resemblance?
Slightly.
That's Tuesday.
That's Tuesday.
Yes.
Okay. Well, One Night in Tuesday. It's available
Wait
now.
a minute. That's what you're saying?
It's available now on Reddit. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Now, are these video clips or is this a one-time thing that somebody has conjured up? Who knows if they have superimposed faces, things like that, on this film?
Video clips, pictures, several different video clips, some filmed by a former WWE personality while she was engaging in acts with another current personality. Yes.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that someone that's employed by the WWE took these pictures? That's what you're saying?
Well, no, he's not currently employed by them anymore.
But he was employed.
He was at one time, yes.
And now he's released these things, right?
Well, no, what ended up happening was somebody actually hacked into her account, into her cloud account, and uploaded all this stuff to Reddit, to the internet, and boom. And she was, a bigger star than she was already, believe it or not. So.
Well, Paige,
yeah.
This is Stevie Ray. You had a promising career, even with the Addams Family. That's how the old mob flops. But, hey, still, acting jobs are still out there, and they don't care what. Look at Kim Kardashian. If she can become – look, if Kim Kardashian can become a multimillionaire by having loads of plastic surgery and sucking dicks on television, so anybody can do it.
Hey, listen.
I think that's the way to go, and I have nothing against Paige. Well, I think more power to her.
I have nothing against Paige either because, listen, it wasn't Paige's idea to release this information. It was private videos. It was private pictures. Now, there are people that will debate whether or not these were acts she should have engaged in to begin with on camera, but she went ahead and did it, and she wasn't planning on it getting out there to the public. Somebody hacked her account.
You know how young people are. You know how young people are. And how do we know the account was hacked?
Oh, so you're saying that it's possible that Paige went ahead and put this information out there.
You remember Tommy Lee?
Yeah.
What did they say? Someone snuck in our house and stole the tape. Well, if I'm stuck in your house, I'm going to steal every single solitary electronic device that's worth any money. Both of you guys make a lot of money. Why would I be looking for a tape?
That's a good question.
Tommy Lee played with one of the biggest rock bands of his era, right? Mm-hmm. Wasn't she on Baywatch? Baywatch was the highest, most watched show on television in that era all over the world.
Now, we have people who are watching right now who are actually not born yet when Baywatch was popular on television. So.
Like you?
No, I was alive. I'm a product of the 80s,
Well,
Stevie.
then just answer the question. Yeah. Don't give me all the semantics as to what somebody doesn't know.
I got to be a voice of the people.
Voice of the people. Listen to me, everybody. Sometimes people will put things out there, and then they will hide behind someone taking it and putting it out there. Like nowadays, it's hacked. Back in those days, it's stolen tapes, and they put it out there. I'm just saying.
Okay, well, I want to let you know that Alberto Del Rio and Paige have both accused WWE in one way or another of actually being behind releasing some of this information. So, yeah, there's a lot of different conspiracies out there. Conspiracy theories out there of who is actually responsible for this. Did Paige do it herself? Was Paige hacked? Was WWE behind this because they wanted to besmirch her character and her career? So,
okay, well, who did she piss off?
Well, I guess
being without Alberto.
I guess, I'm just making assumptions based on what the dirt sheets say. So, she got together with Del Rio. The company wasn't happy with it. Apparently, they were told, hey, this is frowned upon. You shouldn't do this. Del Rio leaves. A few weeks later, Paige decides she doesn't want to be a part of this anymore. They won't release her from her contract. It's a lot of dirt. I don't know what's true and what's not.
To me, in today's world, this is just me, sex tapes don't bother me.
Well, they don't bother me either as long as I'm not in it.
They don't bother you because you're perverted.
Come on.
They don't bother me because I don't see anything wrong with if you're with someone that you really care for and he gets out of camera like that and he gets out of, television kind of like this.
Yeah.
And he dims the lights and he puts up good track lights. Kind of like this.
Are you trying to tell the listeners that you may or may not have engaged in a sex tape before?
I have been offered on a couple occasions, yes, to do a sex tape.
Okay.
But you know what I said? I'm not doing it.
You said, I'm going to leave that up to Hogan? Yeah? Is that what you said? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let guys like Hogan and those guys do sex tapes. I mean, I've never been one of those guys.
We've seen how well it's worked out for him. I mean, he came out on the better end of the Gawker lawsuit afterwards.
Yeah, if that's what you want to call it.
Yeah.
But,
financially anyway.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
But I never understood sex tapes. I don't see anything wrong with people. People do it every day. But I think if you're in the limelight, you got to be very, very careful.
Yeah.
Hogan and
Bubba the Love
Sponge were
and his wife.
Very good friends. I could never do something like that. But, hey.
Well, who offers their wife up to anybody, even if it is their friend? To say,
I'll tell you who. Yeah. Bubba the Love Sponge.
Bubba the Love Sponge, that's right.
The Love Spongeman.
The Love Sponge.
Yeah, he offers up wives and everything else involved from what I can gather. But, hey, that's Hogan's boy.
Before we move on to our topic of discussion tonight, which is Superbrawl 2000, or in my opinion, the worst WCW pay-per-view of all time.
Now, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Of all time.
I don't think we should move on to Superbrawl.
Well, we're going to get there at some point, unless you don't want to talk about Superbrawl.
Superbrawl, I want to know why you want to talk about Superbrawl.
Because I want to get your opinion of the night that you brought Big T in.
Is that the night?
I brought him in? To take on your brother. You were in his corner.
Well, there's a long story behind that. Do you want to hear it?
Well, yes, that's why I'm asking.
I'm going over a few things right now.
Okay.
A few business texts, and I'll get back with them here in a minute.
Okay.
Sorry about that, fans. But let's get to Big T.
Big T.
Big T, Tony Norris, who was in the WWE for a short period of time, kind of burnt his bridges up there. And
now, when you say he burnt his bridges, what happened? What do you recall?
Well, I'll tell you what happened.
He burned his bridges.
I'll tell you what happened. This is what happened.
Because Paige did a sex tape, and she's still under contract. So
you know something that's funny? It makes you go, wonder what happened there. Tony didn't make a sex tape. But on second thought, maybe he should have. But let me put it to you like this.
Okay.
He bucked the authority, from what I could gather. And what I mean about bucking the authority, you cannot bite the hands that feed you. And I think that's what he did. And I think maybe he got a little beside himself once he started getting a push, which a lot of people can. I've seen it on different levels. Mm-hmm. But once he threatened Vince McMahon, that was pretty much the beginning of the end.
Well, you threaten your boss, and you're probably going to get fired, yeah.
And Jim Ross, from what I could gather.
Okay. Why would he do that? Why would he threaten Vince McMahon?
Well, let me enlighten you on something, Topolski.
Okay.
Sometimes people get angry about things. This business has a way of distorting the human mind like nothing I've ever seen before. The wrestling business, to me, is the most interesting thing I've ever been around and been involved in my life. Luckily, I am the kind of person that has a mind of steel, and I have character to back me up. That's just me. Mm-hmm. Spiritual, right in here. And it keeps a force field around me. So I don't let things in. But a lot of people don't walk their lives like that. A lot of people take things at face value, and they react.
Take it personally.
Yes. Even if I took something personal, it's a mechanism within me to offset it. Mm-hmm. Put you back on an even keel. Too much this way could be too much. Too much this way could be too little. Keep you on the even keel. As long as you're on the even keel, you will think straight, or almost think straight. You'll be on the right side of wrong thinking, if that makes sense. And that's why I've always tried to live my life when I got in the wrestling business, because I like to look back, sit back, and observe other people and how they react to things. And I know certain things applied over here that didn't apply for us over here. So we dealt with it. But what happened with Tony, I think he just let his emotions get to him. And once he let his emotions get to him, now you're vulnerable. And the very people that press the buttons, they know this. Mm-hmm. They know it. So
they're looking for an excuse.
There you go. And I think that's the difference between his situation and a Page situation, where it's lingering, it's hanging over your head, which actually can be more detrimental than coming straight toward somebody. It's over your head. Mm-hmm. What are you doing? Women are emotional. Oh, man, they don't know what to do. I'm crying. I'm this. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we keep you in limbo. Sometimes that's torture. I'm not saying that's what's happening.
Right.
But you did ask, what is the difference between this and that?
Right.
Okay. Get down to Dallas, Texas. I guess they made it seem like all was forgiven. Say, tonight, Ahmed Johnson, you're going to get tarred and feathered. Tarred and feathered. He couldn't deal with that. Maybe if he had, they probably would have overlooked everything and say, well, maybe he was just emotional. Because I know they put me and my brother in a couple of things that we did not want to do. But we went ahead and did them.
Right.
But you know what we did? We was going to make it – we wasn't going to let them get under our skin.
Right.
We're going to do this as good as we can possibly
like
do.
A food fight with the Nasty Boys, yeah. Yeah.
I didn't want to bring that up, and I had a feeling that you were going to try to do that.
Well, I'm just saying, I mean, because it's something that you said you didn't want to do, and I would understand why. Just like this pay-per-view. So let me ask you this question.
What's that?
So when did the idea first get presented to you and Booker to split up Harlem Heat in the first place in WCW? Do you remember how that came about, or who brought that up? Who was making the decisions at that time?
Well, me and my brother actually didn't. This is only my opinion, and I'll get back to the Big T thing in a minute. I had gotten hurt something. I was out for a month or two. And so my brother had to start wrestling singles matches. They would put him in different matches with different people, like Eddie Guerrero and, you know, some things like that. And so by me being out of the picture, that's really where the breakup came. But I remember one night we were in Memphis, Tennessee. I'll never forget it. And they came to us and they said that Sherry wasn't with the company anymore. She was fired. And nobody told us anything until we got to the building. To this day, I think that was one of the most disrespectful things I had ever been through, because Sherry was a big part of Harlem Heat. Now, we don't do an angle.
Did they ever give you guys an idea or a reason why they let her go?
Well, they said, no, they never did. What we heard were things that we heard through the grapevine.
Yeah.
So to this day, I still don't know.
So you guys are looking at this like they don't even give a shit. They don't even consider the fact that here she is. She's been doing this with us.
Right.
And now she's gone,
Right.
and no one even had the courtesy to let us know.
Right. So that shows you what the fuck you think of me.
Mm-hmm.
We're a fucking asset, a commodity, however you want to put it. A Wall Street commodity, I don't know. Be it as it may, whatever. But I'm like, if that's all the respect that we got in this company, I didn't really, right after that, I think I told my brother, I didn't really give a shit about, you know what I'm saying. I'm tired, whatever.
How long How long were you guys in WCW at that point? I mean, you were there for how long? But at the point leading up to, they just let Sherry go and.
I don't know, 4 or 5 years.
Okay. So here you are in this company, let's say for 5 years, busting your ass in the top of the tag team division, 2 guys that are superstars for this company, drawing money, and then boom, Sherry's gone.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Just like that. Just like that. Now, you know something? I don't know if I've ever talked about this before. Outside of me and my brother talking personally. I don't know if I ever talked about it before. I don't remember talking about it. Next thing you know, she's gone, and we were like, okay, whatever. So then we had been hearing things about the tag team picture and so on and so forth. A lot of things were changing at that time. A lot of things. So anyway, like I told you, I was out for a while. So when I came back, they wanted to put me in the NWO. So that's how I ended up in the NWO. And that's when the Harlem Heat thing was pretty much done for a while until I was in the NWO for a while. And then I ended up getting back with my brother on another tag team run for a couple of more titles after that. But that's basically how we broke up. Mm-hmm. And then they put me on commentary when we were doing the Big T thing. I guess we broke up. Did we break up again? Yeah. No? Man, I can't even remember now.
Yeah.
Did we break up again? Because we were doing the Big T thing. I did the NWO thing.
Well, the Big T thing didn't last very long.
No, it didn't last very long at all. It didn't last very long. We were doing that for a second, and that was led to this match you're just talking about. And next thing I know, they were calling me in to do a tryout for an announcer. And when I came in to do a tryout for the announcer, then that's pretty much scrapped the Big T, the Harlem Heat 2000 thing.
Right. So when did you find? I mean, like, when did you find out Ahmed was coming up?
Well,
how did you know all that was coming about?
I got Ahmed in.
Okay.
I'm the one that went to Vince Russo and talked to Vince about bringing him in.
Now, this is after he has the falling out with Vince McMahon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then he says to you, hey,
And
I basically
then,
told Vince to go to hell.
Me and Vince one night after a show in Houston, we went and met with Ahmed at a restaurant because Vince wanted to talk to him. And Vince was like, he never was a bad guy, man. He just didn't understand how the business was and how people were and things of that nature. And he's like, I think I'm going to try to bring him in and do something. Because, he was, I think he was feeling kind of, I don't know, on the sidelines and really thought he still had some, gas in the tank to continue on. Mm. And so that's how all that came about. And I went to Vince and said, hey, man, my man is looking for some work. You think you can help him out, man? And that's how it all happened.
Yeah. WCW was a mess at that point, though.
Yeah, WCW was a mess.
I mean, a year later they shutter their doors,
right?
And that's over.
Right.
I mean, people know the writing was on the wall at that point. They could see it.
Yeah, it's like a divorce.
Yeah.
You know the feelings are gone.
The romance is over.
Yeah, it's all over.
Yeah.
Me and Teddy Long used to talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we used to talk about it all the time. Just a matter of time, bro. It's gonna happen. But I never thought it was gonna. I never thought it happened the way it did. But it is what it is. It happened the way it did.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. But the match, the Fall Brawl match.
Superbrawl.
I'm sorry. The Superbrawl match. Oh my, that was.
For the rights to Harlem Heat. So according to these notes that I have here, Booker T had to use the Leave It to Beaver music
Yes.
because he lost the rights to the Harlem Heat song to you.
Right. Another one of my great angles that I came up with.
So it was your idea for him to use Leave It to Beaver.
Yeah, man. I came up with all of that. You know, I even wrote the skit where I was in the neighborhood talking to the guys in the neighborhood. They were looking for Booker, and I was showing where the bums sleep in these man-made caves, these man-made, you know, the homes that they've made for shelter. You know, we go to the neighborhood and I talk
Tent City.
And I talk to a lot of guys about what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? And all these guys, homeless guys, they're all in on it. Yeah. I explained to them. That's the kind of director I am.
So
you
roll up on these homeless people.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, hey, you want to be on a pay-per-view. You want to be on TV.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did this.
Okay.
I wrote the verbiage, the whole thing.
Okay.
Yes. Stevie Ray is a man of many talents.
Where was this shot at?
I don't know. They found the neighborhood.
Okay.
In Atlanta. This is real.
Okay.
You're laughing. This is real.
No, I'm just laughing. It's hilarious because
Yeah.
you're directing homeless people in a vignette.
Hey, I could have. Hey, can you believe it? And guess what my payoff was? A bowl of noodles.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
From the homeless people.
No, to them.
Oh, to them. Okay, yeah.
Give them noodles. It's kind of cool out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe some firewood too for the burn
no,
barrel.
No, I could care less about that. We got to get this thing shot. You know, I'm on the clock right here.
I'm just picturing that moment in Coming to America when they arrive in Queens for the first time. It's like, we seek meager accommodations. Well, you'll like this place. It's real fucked up.
Hey, this is cool, man. This is all I need right here. Cameras will do the rest. You know, see, you didn't know all of this about Stevie Ray, did you?
No, I didn't know you were the man behind the camera.
The man behind the camera, brother.
Yeah.
That is how I end up getting the commentary job in the whole
Stanley Kubrick.
You know,
Steven
just let me
Spielberg,
handle this.
Stevie Ray.
Just let me handle this, okay?
Yeah.
Well, they had a director. I can't remember who it was. But I had to do it the way I saw it. I had to see it in the way and, it was what it was. Hey, I'm kind of proud of it, though, you know?
Yeah.
I'm kind of proud of it.
Did you ever
You
direct
just brought back a memory.
Did you ever direct anything else in
Actually,
WCW?
what they were going to give me, but they didn't tell me about it until I get to the building, they wanted me to try out to interview all the other wrestlers. They wanted me to be a Johnny Carson type for professional wrestlers. They wanted to give me a show, but it never panned out because
Really?
when they brought it to me, I'm just getting to the building. I haven't done any research, any notes, anything. So I'm winging stuff off the top of my head. You see what I'm saying? They say, well, they got Kevin Nash over here and Diamond Dallas Page over here, and they want you to interview him. Hell, I don't even know what the angles that they're in. Mm-hmm. If you see what I'm saying, I don't even know. So I'm like, wow, but that didn't work out. But
what did they have like a set and everything that they had?
Well, I can't vaguely remember. I just remember Dallas Page and Kevin Nash, and I was sitting by them. That's all I remember. Mm-hmm. So it would have been good if somebody had told me, but that's how WCW did things. Instead of coming to me and say, hey, man, we consider you for this and blah, 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 and our first show would consist of this and blah, 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 and I would have prepared for it.
Yeah.
I would have prepared for it. And I come to the building, somebody come to you and say, hey, man, they want you to come over here and try out this thing, right? Try what? I'm here to whatever I was going that day,
Yeah.
And that's what so it didn't look good. And I didn't feel good about it because I was really twisted at the time.
Yeah.
So that almost panned out.
Well, you had no idea what the hell was going on.
No, I didn't.
So, no one can really blame you. But
no, I didn't. But
at least you got to direct some homeless people. So that's,
Well, first of all, I didn't just direct the homeless people. I directed people that wasn't homeless also.
Okay.
Regular people also.
So you were bringing the regular people and the homeless people together.
Yes.
So you were like a community organizer and a director.
Yeah, I was almost like a Barack Obama in disguise. Okay. No, we needed more people. So the homeless guys, well, hey. And I just went to him and talked to him, brother to brother. Mm-hmm. You dig?
Yeah.
Brother to brother. If you had been there, they would have thrown your ass out on the street. But see, Stevie Ray.
They would have taken my lunch money.
The people knew me. They knew me. And so all the crew and everything, I could talk to them where they couldn't.
Yeah.
Stevie Ray knows that jargon, you know what I'm saying? And that's what happened.
Yeah.
I'm pretty proud of that, bro. I forgot about that. I got a few accomplishments that you didn't know about.
No, I didn't know that. A director credit for Stevie Ray.
Yes. As a matter of fact, one of my buddies a few years ago brought it up to me. He said, man, I remember that time you was like in the neighborhood talking about this, that, and the other with these people and stuff. Like, I said, wait a minute, dog. I put that together. He said, really? He said, I'll never forget that. He thought it was so funny. I put that together.
That's hilarious.
But, hey, man, let's get back to that match.
Yeah.
Between my brother and Big T. And I remember I was on the outside the apron and Billy Kidman was on the other side. And I remember my brother and Ahmed going over the match in the back over and over and over again. And then when the match started, I think Ahmed forgot the spot. One of the spots was he went to shoot my brother in on a reversal, or my brother shot him in on a reversal and just held it for the do-si-do. He missed close line, missed the elbow or something like that. And so finally he did something. He threw my brother out the ring, right? I go over and I'm choking my brother, right?
Yeah.
My brother said, man, this motherfucker forgot everything.
Oh, my God. I'm glad he was.
I kind of keep the cameras from seeing. I'm choking him, but I'm real close to him.
You're trying not to break at the same time. Yeah.
I'm laughing my ass off.
Okay, so you.
I got my face so close to him, like I'm choking him. I'm laughing my ass off. And I said, yeah, I know. Just like that, you know.
Yeah.
I said, okay, let me get ready to throw you back in the ring. He said, okay.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Well,
that was so fucking funny,
I
man.
think now we know why the Big T experiment
I
really
don't know
didn't work.
I don't know how the cameras did not catch me and my brother laughing on the apron of the ring. I swear, I got my hands around his neck when I'm man, this motherfucker done forgot everything. I was like, God.
They'd have to sell.
These are some of the things that happen in professional
They'd have
wrestling.
to sell that shit on commentary. Oh, it's Stevie Ray's sadistic laugh while he's choking his brother.
No, they never. I don't think they saw it. I'm pretty good at.
No, I'm
pretty good at covering up.
Yeah.
I don't think they caught me, but I don't know how they didn't. Cause when I threw him back in the ring, I had to put my hand over my mouth. Oh my man, it was. Oh my God, my gut was busting, man. But we had some fun that night, though. It was a good time, man. It was a very good time.
And Big T won this match.
Big T won the match with my help.
Yeah.
You know, no help from Billy Kidman. You know.
Yeah.
And Big T won the honors, and
this went nowhere after that.
What was that?
And then this went nowhere after that. That was pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Because right after that is when Big Steve started to do some things that the office didn't like very much. And, you know, he was on borrowed time after that. And I did everything I could to help him, man. But, you know, sometimes people are their own worst nightmares. But, you know, hey, he made some good money. They made some good money, and it lasted as long as it was.
Yeah.
You know, because the company was getting ready to fold after that anyway. So, what the hell?
Yeah, nothing lost, nothing gained.
No,
I mean,
not
if you
really.
think about it, I mean,
Not
shit,
really. So
only had a year left.
So, I think they still paid him a few months after, you know, they took him off television.
Well, everybody and their mother was on WCW's payroll at one point or another, were they not?
I mean, everybody was on the payroll, so what the hell? What's one more guy? You know what I'm saying? You know, what's one more guy? You
Which
know what
might explain why they couldn't pay their bills
You know
in
what
the
I'm
end.
saying? You know, hey, you know, it was what it was. I don't think it had anything to do with bills. I think it had something to do with, you know, you tick a lot of people off when you do some of the things that you were doing. You know, sometimes when people just, you know, I mean, that's Time Warner.
Mm-hmm.
People don't play.
Yeah.
People don't play.
That's true. That's true.
And when they did an audit of everything that was going on, you know, they probably said, we don't want anything to do with this.
I mean,
company
with as
anymore.
much money as they have laying around,
Right.
they haven't brought wrestling back since they sold it. Since they sold that library in a fire sale.
In essence, they gave it away.
Yeah, they did.
So
imagine acquiring that library today.
Just think, man. A lot of people think that WCW was infiltrated by people from WWE. A lot of people think that. I used to hear this. I don't know if it was true or not, but who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't have to infiltrate WCW.
No, they didn't. They just had to let it die.
Only thing they do is had to show up.
Yeah.
Believe me, they mess it up. You know, in the words of David Ruffin in the movie The Temptations, we'll mess it up. We have a lot of fun, but we'll mess it up. You know, but hey, that was one thing I remember about that match. Was my brother. Oh my God, he had me laughing that night. Even after the match was over, I'll never forget that, bro. That was a good time. Even though we wasn't together, that was a great time.
Yeah.
Oh my
Superbrawl so bad.
Superbrawl, man.
Superbrawl 2000.
I mean, even the pay-per-views were starting to become monotonous.
Oh, the show was awful. I mean, you know, we don't have to break down this card or anything, but just react to some of these matches because they're absolutely terrible. We had the artist formerly known as Prince Iaukea versus Lash Luro. I mean, this isn't even a Thunder. You had Bam Bam Bigelow versus Brian Knobbs. You had 3 Count versus Norman Smiley. This is a pay-per-view. The Demon versus The Wall. You had Tank Abbott, former USC fighter, versus Big Al. I mean, this Vampiro versus Kidman. You had Crowbar and David Flair versus the Mamalukes. This is a pay-per-view, folks.
Yeah, this is a pay-per-view.
Ric Flair versus Terry Funk. This was the longest match of the night, by the way.
Yes.
16 minutes these two went. Hulk Hogan wrestled the total package Lex Luger. This is in the year 2000, by the way. And in the main event for the WCW World Championship, Sid Vicious versus Scott Hall versus Jeff Jarrett. What a main event.
Brother, at one time that they were just throwing stuff together. And some of these
I think this is it right here.
Some of them. And they got to the point where it's like, wow, man, what is going on, man? And that was one of them, brother. But, hey, like I used to always tell people, I just work here. I just work here, brother. Don't ask me. I'm just as perplexed as the next human being.
Yeah.
But, hey, when you have sometimes the prisoners running the prison, that's what you get.
That's what it became.
That's what it became, bro. That's what it became. No sense of authority. People getting away with murder. You know, hey, they bring Russo and them in, and I'm like, I don't feel sorry for them, but I do know what's going to happen. It's going to be an uphill battle from within. Because I've never heard of anyone having creative control in professional wrestling ever. Now I heard of Clark Gable.
You're talking about specific talent, being able to say whether they're going to win or lose a match.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Never heard of that. But what do I know?
Certainly didn't exist in WWF at the time.
Certainly didn't exist anywhere in the things I've chronicled, I've read about, you know, or been around.
Yeah.
Never heard of it, but. So you know you're going to get backlash. You know you're going to get, you know, from someone when you can do that, or someone bitching about this or bitching about that. I ain't never seen so many people bitch about stuff in my life, but that was WCW.
That was WCW.
Yeah, the bitching place. They bitched all the fucking time. Bunch of bitches. Yeah. I don't want to do that. I ain't doing that.
BCW, Bitch Championship Wrestling.
Yeah. But, hey. Yeah. It was a good ride, bro. And you found a good one.
It was. I did.
You found a good one that brought back some good memories,
Superbrawl 2000.
Superbrawl. Yeah. Superbrawl, man.
Well, hey, listen. I think that's about
Did I tell you about the Deborah McMichael story?
You have a Deborah McMichael story.
We'll do it on the next episode.
We'll do it on the next episode?
Yeah.
You're going to leave them hanging? You're going to leave them in suspense?
Well, I got a couple of stories.
Okay. Can you give them a nugget?
Deborah was in Comic-Con with me.
WrestleCon.
I'm sorry.
In Orlando.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she was.
Was she sharing a table with you?
She was booked by the same schmuck that brought me in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is that schmuck?
Who don't know? He's nobody.
Title match wrestling.
Yeah. He's nobody. But I'll tell you about him someday also.
Okay.
As of right now, hey, another one down the drain.
Another one down the drain.
Hey, brother, we've talked about some good topics.
Yeah, we have.
We even talked about rated X stuff.
Yeah.
Rated R stuff. Even little PG stuff.
Yeah.
If you had a little G in there, you'd be doing all right.
So, before we go, final thought. China, Hall of Fame, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. There you go.
She deserves it. You know why? She's dead.
I think there are other reasons why she deserves to be in there.
Well, they seem to put the dead ones in.
Well, there you go. That's how we leave it right there. They seem to put the dead ones in. You can hit him up at the Stevie Ray on Twitter.
That's right.
Matt Topolski on Twitter.
That's right.
Stand up for greatness.
And please stand up for greatness. Let everybody know.